let's have a look then at the runners and riders, if you like, because the funny thing is, like, 2 months pass between the end of the group stage and we think we have an idea how things are going to go, but managers lose their jobs, some teams go on surges of form, like Man City, for example, and some teams goes the other way, like Liverpool. So who is in the driving seat? Is it still Bayern Munich for you, Niall?
Yeah, that machine is still in absolute brilliant shape. They're winning the German League quite easy. They have a game in hand. They'll probably go 7 points clear at the weekend. They're not really tested as much as some of the teams. I'd throw Man City in the hat now as well and say they've got a really good chance. They're on such a great run. It's incredible. And then the opposite of that, you know, you look at Liverpool and you think, wow, you know, what's happened to them? But then when you examine it a bit deeper, you know, for like Bayern Munich, who've kept the thing going, I don't think it's as hard to win in Germany as it is in the Premier League. I really think that. And if you look what Liverpool have done in the last number of years, they went within a whisker of winning it 2 years ago. They were magnificent. I think they very nearly got 100 points. It was an incredible year not to win the league, and they won the Champions League. That's fantastic. And then to bring that forward and to dominate as they did last year in the league and win the league, that's a great run. And we're asking ourselves the question, how has this happened? I think after 2.5 years, you know, obviously the injury situation, it was bound to happen. And I think now it has happened. The cycle has put them on the back foot. They've got to come up with an answer now for the rest of the season and maybe salvage it through this competition. Other teams are on a different flow. Man City are on that upward curve. Bayern Munich are just there all the time. And you wonder how far teams have come. You know, are Leipzig as far as they can go now? Will the Spanish clubs come good? You know, we talk Real Madrid, Barcelona, and we've looked at them and scratched our eyes. Speaking about, you know, no crowd at the matches, do you remember we did, I think it was Shakhtar away to Real Madrid, and we thought, well, I wonder what this will be like, you know, first time and no crowd. And it was just the most extraordinary game. So it's a difficult year. There's no doubt about that. It's strange times. But I think the machine of Bayern Munich, it's workmanlike, as well as being brilliant, everything they do. You can imagine their analyst being like that. They're sort of physios being like that. Everybody on this is the German machine. This is the way we do things. The others go up and down, but City are the ones on the
yeah. So do you look, Damien, at what Niall's saying about Bayern being on this trajectory? Like they won the Club World Cup last week, 6 competitions in a calendar year that they won everything they entered for, basically. Or do you look at City in that trajectory? Because, what is it, 23 games unbeaten, 16-game winning run? Yeah,
I mean, it's difficult to get away from picking your winner from Juventus, Bayern or Man City. Bayern are just a rock-solid machine. I agree with the Bundesliga. I watched Leipzig play on Friday night against Augsburg, and they rested 4 or 5 of their players, their starters. Then you watch Liverpool at Leicester on Saturday morning, and they can't afford to, because the Premier League is so relentless, you know. It's different. You can rest players when you want to. You can bring them back in. Juventus are under a huge amount of pressure. You know, the pressure to deliver there from Ronaldo, the owner. And then you look at Man City. I think they're under severe pressure. You look at their Champions League record under Pep the last number of years. Lyon, Monaco. I mean, if they go out again, let's say Leipzig get through and Liverpool beat Liverpool in this tie, and Leipzig beat Man City, serious questions has to be asked about Pep.
Yeah.
Watching Pep Guardiola in the Premier League recently, he's back to this kind of tinkering with Cancelo coming into the centre.
It's working though.
It's working in the Premier League, but when you get to the real cutting edge and the difficulty of the Champions League, teams like Bayern and Juventus, top teams will exploit those weaknesses, and he got caught against Monaco doing similar types of things. So I think Pep's biggest danger is Pep, you know, if he just cuts that team loose rather than trying to overcomplicate it, because he has done that in the past.
Throw me a dark horse then, Niall. So maybe, I mean, Atletico Madrid, top of the Spanish league, or even Chelsea. We're talking about managerial machinations. Lampard's gone, Tuchel's gone, PSG to Chelsea, and is doing really well, 6 games unbeaten.
Tuchel mightn't be under as much pressure to win the Champions League as he was in his last job. You know, even Pochettino speaks about the obsession that he's noted in and around the club with the winning of the Champions League. So PSG was a tough one for him. Frank, I honestly thought, when we broke up and we said, right, OK, he's got a break now. The league isn't going well, but the Champions League is going to be so big for him. But he didn't even get to that. Yeah. And you feel for him. Pochettino then does his thing. Tuchel comes to Chelsea. Is it enough to say that they become contenders? I think they'll put up a brave fight. But I think that there's a level above where they are. And that's where Bayern Munich are sitting at the top looking at it. Man City are showing what they are. Liverpool have got to really find something deep in their resolve to say, right, OK, let's go out and do this again. Without Virgil van Dijk, with the strain of doubt that's crept in there, the injury list, and a midfield machine, a midfield engine room that's not firing, etc. Thiago Alcantara. So there's a number of reasons why the big players are the big clubs are the big players. I don't see Chelsea doing anything dramatic in this competition. I think Tuchel will be looking more at next year getting a run at the Premier League than winning this.
If he's still in the job.
Yeah, that's true.